corner, it's the David Bowers Awards, bringing the best in indie music to millions of listeners worldwide with your host, The David Bowers. We've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as well as our engineer extraordinaire, Nick the Geek, our entire crew here at the Asylum, and me. I'm John Bon Jovial. And now, here's the voice of indie music, The David Bowers.
Well, thank you very much there, John Bon Jovial, the legendary John Bon Jovial. So great to have you with us here. And I was just thinking during your introduction there that Nick the Geek sits back there so quietly. We never hear from him. Sometime we're gonna have to check back there and make sure he's really there.
Plotting. Yeah, he's plotting against us.
Yes, that would scare me if it weren't so true. I mean.
Because you better watch your back, because it may become the Nick the Geek Awards show.
That's always a possibility too. I think those subterranean subterfuges or something, whatever it is. But anyways, welcome to another The David Bowers Awards show. And as most of you are probably aware, it is awards season, so we're right in fashion. Every show's an awards show, and you get to pick who the awards are for. Of course, we sometimes pick a few ourselves, as we're going to do here in just a couple of minutes. But if you know of someone or something that is exceptionally great or has done something exceptionally stupid, drop us a line. Email David at TheDavidBowers.com. Put awards in the subject line and tell us who and why you think they're deserving of some kind of an award, either, a really super thing, a great thing, or something that's just so incredibly stupid it deserves some kind of an award. And
well, if that's the case, I should be getting an award every week, because I do stupid crap all the time.
Yeah, I was thinking we should hang a toilet seat around your neck or something. No, I can't say that. John Bon Jovial is the one. John Bon Jovial is the one that makes me look like I halfway know what I'm doing here. And trust me, if you were sitting here with me, you'd know I don't have a clue. We want to thank.
That makes two of us.
We also want to thank our house band, Titty Bingo, for gracing us with our theme music, which we got to play a little extra of last week. We had a minute or two there, and we played a bit of the vocal version of the song. It's from one of their earlier albums, rock and roll. It's called Down the Middle, actually, was the title of the song. And that's probably where we just about fit, right down the middle. Titty Bingo. You can find their music online. They've got a great interactive site that definitely will pique your attention. Check them out, tittybingo.com, and great bunch of musicians, aside from just doing some flat-out good old rock and roll that makes you want to sit on the back porch. And they also back up some major artists, including Willie, and we've been trying to get them to con Willie into coming on the show, but we haven't quite pulled that one off yet. We'll keep working on it, though. And we want to shout out to some of our friends. We should have, John Bon Jovial, we should have a surprise guest calling in any minute. And it's a surprise to the listeners because we didn't announce it. We did not know at the time we were putting the show together that we were going to have this guest. But due to some exceptional happenings in the last few days, we wanted to invite this guest to come on and join us, and maybe you could check out and see if they're on the switchboard yet or not, John Bon Jovial.
No, I don't see anybody showing up yet, but I know that this person is always one of our favorites.
Yes,
it's just a marvelous individual.
Repeat guest, been on the show several times, and has something really exciting to tell us about that we saw over the weekend, and we want to get her in here and have her share her exciting news with you all. We also have...
You just gave part of it away.
Yes, I did. Give part of it away, but that's
because when she calls in, it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And she should be along any minute. We've also got some great indie music coming up. We've got a guy by the name of Tom Bertram and a song called World at My Feet. We've got another guy, Ray Acevedo, who is, well, I'm not going to tell you who he is. If you don't know who Ray Acevedo is, that'll be another surprise. He's got a song called Addictive Love we're going to be playing in a bit here. And we want to remind you that if you have an artist, either a solo artist, a band, or whatever, that you think deserves to be on our show and have their music played around the world, drop us a line. You know the address by now, David at TheDavidBowers.com. Write guests in the subject line and tell us a little bit about the artist and how to contact them, and we'll give them a listen and see maybe we can get your artist, your favorite artist's music on, or maybe even get the artist on for an introduction. And tell you what, while we're waiting for our guest to call in, let's go check out one of those new tunes I was just telling you about. John Bon Jovial, if you'll crank up the old Victrola. There I go, giving away my age again. Let's listen to Mr. Tom Bertram. He's a British artist who suffered a heart attack at the age of 17 and turned to music to help him cope with the anxiety, started to write his own music. His first release, Wasting Time, was recorded in producer and friend Lee Watkins' studio and was released later the year of 2010. His second independent release was Brighter Days, which employed a full live band sound, and in 2012, he recorded Back Home, which he wrote and was produced by producer, musician, and songwriter Tim Bradshaw, who is known for his work with John Mayer and David Gray. The album received over 20,000 downloads in the first 5 days and was independently released, and his latest album, Dig to Locate, was released in 2015 and is his first full LP consisting of 10 tracks, all written and produced with Tim Bradshaw. He was originally influenced by Oasis, but later became a little more pop-folk oriented, and he became popular across the globe, especially here in the U.S., after he was linked with Miley Cyrus, although that relationship was never really confirmed. Here he is. This is Tom Bertram and called World at My Feet.
Come running back to you. No matter who I meet, if I had the world at my feet, I'll come running back to you. No matter what I do, no matter where I go, I'll come running back to you. No matter who I meet, if I had the world at my feet, come running back to you.
There you go, Tom Bertram, World at My Feet. Just, I heard that song and I got an earworm out of it. Actually, I think you're gonna wake up in the morning humming the tune. It's one of those catchy little things. It's I don't know, John Bon Jovi. It's got a touch of I think Uncle Cracker or something. It's just one of those earworm songs. It doesn't knock your socks off. It just sort of sneaks up on you and sticks in your ear. You know what I mean?
Well, it's got a nice melodic tune to it, and actually vocally, it reminds me, and it's driving me nuts because I can't think of the guy's last name, but this is not going to do us any good. The Dave something band, Dave Matthews Band.
I was going to suggest maybe Dave Matthews. Yeah.
The vocal reminds me of the Dave Matthews Band, and although musically it doesn't. Musically, I'm trying to put my finger on what existing entity it might be, and I'm coming up with a blank.
It's got kind of that. It's kind of got that sound of the pop, the mellow pop boy bands of the here about 6-8 years ago, and Uncle Cracker, who came along and sounded like one of the boy pop bands. Matter of fact, I thought it was when I first heard Uncle Cracker. But it's got a neat sound to it. And speaking of neat sounds, we have got one of the neatest sounding, sweetest people you could ever hope to meet right here on the phone, waiting to tell us some really exciting news that, I'm going to let her tell you about it. Here is Michaela. Come on in, Michaela.
Hey, David and John. How are you guys?
Hey.
Doing just fine, and so glad to have you with us to share your excitement. You just won yourself a bunch of awards.
Oh, my goodness. I am still in shock about it because, so the night of the Independent Tone Awards, it was December 11th, and I won Rock Artist of the Year. And I was screaming all the way from the back, all the way to the front. It's just I was mind blown. But because the award show ran over, they didn't get to go through all of the categories, and I was up for 4. So I had no idea that I had even won any more. So it was the night before last, and they had the extended award ceremony, and I found out I had won 3 more. So, yeah, this has been one crazy month here of excitement. I've won 4 awards, the Independent Tone Awards.
Absolutely incredible. And for our listeners who don't know, the Independent Tone Awards are one of the big awards programs for independent artists. And if I've got my notes here, I think somewhere here, there it is. I knew I had them written down here somewhere. You won the original rock song of the year, alternative rock original song of the year, best rock performance of the year, and rock artist or band of the year. Fantastic. My
God.
I mean, that's a 4-bagger. That's a home run there. That is just awesome.
I totally freaked out.
And, I remember when we first had you on the show, and we were becoming familiar with you and your work, and we've had you on several times since, and we've said all along that, hey, big things are coming, and every time we talk to you, it just gets a little bit more so. You get a little more momentum going, something else happens, and now you've got 4 Independent Tone Awards in 1 year. That is just awesome. It begs the question, what are you going to do for an encore?
I know, right? What's next? Oh, my goodness. I'm anticipating amazing things this year.
I was going to ask if we can pick your brain and get into that that little secret closet of what's coming up. Is there anything you can hint to us? Let us know what's coming or what to look for.
Yes. Okay. So I have the song "Bad Girl." I think you've played it on the show before. That has been picked up by Ghost Walk Studios, and they've put it in their upcoming film, Estella's Revenge. So be on the lookout for that. It's a horror flick. I am also in the midst of some exciting changes.